Hey, before this video even start, I want y'all to do me a favor. I want you to go down into the comment section, and I want to ask you a question. Now, please answer this. Do you think it is fair for Billboard to use the bundles of some artists at, the percentage of maybe 80, 90, maybe 70, and use the bundles of other artists at maybe 10, 15, and less? Do you think this is fair? And if you do think this is fair, why? I'm just curious. Me and the Notification Gang would like to invite everybody to come join us Monday through Thursday, 9:20 to 10 o'clock for morning coffee, where we discuss the events of the prior day and also just talk mess about stuff. See you then.
Oh, Black Dynamite, I wish it was that simple, but this is much bigger than you and me.
Hey, little mama. It may be bigger than you, and it may be bigger than me, but it ain't bigger than you and me. Can you dig it?
BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the shit that goes on, y'all gotta just laugh because it gotta be comical. And I'm not saying laugh like make fun of an individual, but I mean laugh like when certain things happen, corruption has to be involved. Okay, so a couple of things I want to say real quick. The first thing is, I am not a fan of any artist bundling their music. I'm not a fan of it. We just had a situation where I believe Drake dropped some music and Kenny Chesney dropped some music at the same time. What Kenny Chesney decided to do was, Kenny Chesney had his music attached to, I guess, some kind of concert tickets or whatever. So his concert did well, sold out. So there was his album was attached to ticket sales. And then after he sold a shitload of tickets so he could beat Drake, he said, you know what? I think I'm going to stay home. We're not going to do this concert. So with that being said, this is not something that I agree with. But I do think that if one person is allowed to do it, everybody should be allowed to do it. Okay, I want to preference one more thing before I want to reference one more thing or remind you of one more thing before we actually talk about the situation that's happening with Tekashi 6ix9ine. And that is, do y'all remember a while back when Nicki Minaj was going up, I believe, against Travis Scott? And she dropped some music and Travis Scott dropped some music, and they both had bundles going on, but Nicki Minaj's bundles were not used. All of Travis Scott's bundles were used, but they only used like 60% of Nicki Minaj's bundles, and because of that, Nicki Minaj actually lost. If this is a race, it is a race. This is not a lie. Nicki Minaj actually lost. Do y'all remember that? Because I remember that. That's a thing I remember happening. Nicki Minaj was pissed off about it. She went everywhere. She raised hell. Okay, so I say all that to say this. If 6ix9ine has a projected 150K, that means that this album sales is moving at such a clip that at whatever point, because of pre-sales or whatever the case might be, they project the number. They projected, I'm not even sure how they come to these projections, to be honest with you, but I'm assuming that has something to do with it, a little bit, if not a lot. So he has this situation where they're projecting 150K moves of units, right? Units moved, right? How in the hell do they decide not to use a whole 100K? Just so we could be clear, if they would have decided to not use 30%, not use 20%, even not use 40%, I would have been like, damn, that's messed up. But it's business. They decided to not use more than 50% of his bundled sales. Oh, of his sales, period. Because if it's 150, and they're only going to say, we're only going to count somewhere between 40 and 50, and you're throwing away 100K sales, that's crazy. I mean, at this point, obviously, the music industry wants Tekashi 6ix9ine to go disappear. I'm just saying, it looks like the only way Tekashi is going to be able to, he has to just create all his own media, all his own everything, and just not care at this point. Because, I'm sorry, 100, you're not going to use 100, you're going to say more than half is unusable. So what are you using? 1/3? So only 1/3? He's only allowed to use 1/3 of his sales? That's ludicrous. That's bananas. That's absolutely bananas, in my opinion. Now, with everything being said, I think the worst part is people are still able to use their bundles up until October. So in this specific case, it seems like they're being more harsh than they need to be. Because you can still say, you know what, we don't want to let you get the 150. That's too good. But you know what, we're going to say you only made 100 sales. Matter of fact, we're going to say you only made 120 sales. 120,000. How about we say you only made 90,000? They don't even want it to look respectable when people look back on it. When you read the history books, they want it to look like he got smacked. Like he got... At this point, I think part of the issue that he might have with the music industry might have nothing to do with the music industry. Whatever issue he has going on with the music industry, I have no idea. I can't tell you. But it's obvious that there are numerous platforms that don't want to allow for his music to be on their platforms. Once again, I don't, as far as I can tell, they don't have an obligation to put his music on anything. They can not put his music on. It's their platform. Just so we can be clear, they can just decide, you know what, we don't want to have, I guess, DOS effects on our platform. We don't like those guys. Or we don't want to push their music. They could be like, you know what, Lauryn Hill. We don't want Lauryn Hill on our platform. So just so we could be clear, I don't think we could get angry or too upset. I think it's not fair. But at the end of the day, nobody's broken any laws as far as I know by not allowing his music to run on their platform. Now, there's one more thing that I want to say in regards to what your sales do. I think a lot of the sales also have to do with, like, how well they project the album, to do with the people that's going to be on there. A lot of people dropped out. He had a lot of features of individuals that decided after the fact, right up until he was about to drop his music, that, you know what, I was cool with it before, but now I don't know. He had a lot of people just like that. So maybe that also made them feel like they were going to not use all of his album sales. Because remember, we're talking about actual sales now. We're talking about actual things that were bundled. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about what they thought he was gonna get. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about the actual sales that they are now saying are not sales. And the wild thing about that is, you have to assume that if somebody is buying Tekashi's merch, they want the album. Like, there's other people that you can be like, the person is probably buying their merch but probably already has the album or don't want, because the merch is dope. Not that Tekashi's merch isn't dope, but I'm saying someone buying Tekashi's merch, they want the album. I'm not trying to laugh because this shit ain't funny. The point in which I'm trying to make is, Travis Scott got sneakers, all type of different shit, right? That people that might not like his music might like. You get what I'm saying? They might like the Travis Scott shirt. They might like the Travis Scott doll, the Travis Scott hamburger. Don't he got like a hamburger or something in McDonald's? I don't know what the shit. Hold on. Are they gonna bundle his Big Mac, his hamburger sales to his album? Because that's retarded. Anyway, they might do that shit. You don't never know nowadays. But the point in which I'm trying to make is this. I'm pretty sure that there's people who got those Travis Scott sneakers that do not listen to his fucking music. Their album sale counted when they bought the shirts or whatever merch, because the merch, his merch might sell to people who don't. The person, like, if one person goes in there and buy 3 pieces of merch, is that 3 sales. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the point in which I'm making is, if you are buying a Tekashi 6ix9ine merch, you want the album. You are 100% a fan of Tekashi 6ix9ine's. So I don't think there should be much of a question of the people who purchase merch and whether their album sales should count. Because a majority of the people probably was like, I'm going to buy the album also. Why don't I also buy some merch since I'm going to get a free album to go with it? So my thing is this, and this is what I say to anybody that support Tekashi. Matter of fact, anybody that support any artist that you think something might happen to your particular sale of the album that you bought. Buy the album. Flat out. Even if you buy the merch, get 2 albums. If you get the one for free, give that to somebody. But buy the album. Make sure that they count your shit. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure they are not going to count. They're going to probably count like 5 or 10% of his merch sales to his album or some shit, man. They're just going to give him pennies on the dollar. I know how much people hate him. I know y'all want him to disappear. But remember this when you're dealing with God. Fair is fair. Remember this when you're dealing with God. Fair is fair. Just because he snitched, that don't cause for yourself. I'm just talking to the individual right now. Don't cause for the hate that you have to manifest in a way that will cause for you to commit sins. Because I'm telling you right now, it's not that deep for you. Now, with all of that being said, if you think his album sales from his merch should count, can you say something in the comment section? I want to know what you guys think. Because to be honest with you, I'm like, yo, if you bought Tekashi merch, you want the album. Like, there's people, like if somebody buy Woo merch, you don't know if they want the album. Woo shit is dope. Tekashi shit is not whack. I'm not saying it's bad. But what I'm saying is, people often buy Wu-Tang gear without the intention of buying an album. You get it? All I'm saying is all of Travis Scott's sales that beat Nicki Minaj weren't necessarily because people wanted to buy an album. Some of those people just wanted a damn shirt. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. Me and the Notification Gang would like to invite everybody to come join us Monday through Thursday, 9:20 to 10 o'clock for morning coffee, where we discuss the events of the prior day and also just talk mess about stuff. See you then.
Oh, Black Dynamite, I wish it was that simple, but this is much bigger than you and me.
Hey, little mama. It may be bigger than you, and it may be bigger than me, but it ain't bigger than you and me. Can you dig it?